Are we entering League of Legends' worst ever meta? Patch 7.14 may just be Season 7's most unbalanced patch yet. This patch has been compared to a pre-season patch, which, as we know, they're not exactly renowned for their balance. In fact, that's actually kind of the whole point of pre-season patches. Whether or not this opinion is built on truth or recency bias, it's hard to say. After all, we've been spoiled recently with a fairly long period of moderately balanced League of Legends. It's like spilling spaghetti on your beautiful plain white tea. Suddenly that stain looks a lot worse and your mum looks a lot angrier. Hate is a strong word, but she really doesn't like that. That said, this patch undeniably has some funky facets that are perhaps a tad too powerful. Lethality, Dustblade, tank items in general, Cho'Gath. You get the idea. With these things standing out as the superior choices, the game reacts, adapts, and molds itself to reflect that. It's like if you were to drop a massive nut into some thick custard and it just kind of like sink in and slowly get absorbed. And before you say it, because I know you're thinking about it, I'm talking about metal nuts here, okay? You know, like nuts and bolts. Alright, so I don't want to see any disgusting comments from you filthy animals, okay? Anyway, that admittedly poor analogy is what we know as the meta game, just optimal strategies for winning, really. And changes in balance mean changes in the meta. So, are we entering League of Legends' worst ever meta? Yes. If you don't like playing against assassins that can delete you in the blink of an eye, then you're going to enjoy playing this meta about as much as a conservative Christian enjoys watching the Jeremy Kyle show. The buff to Yumu's makes it much better by itself as a standalone lethality item, while also increasing the power of roaming. Dustblade also no longer scales its proc damage with lethality, instead it's now just levels. Basically, this will wreck you right from the get-go, especially if you're playing versus an assassin with an inbuilt stealth mechanic, like Kha'Zix. All in all, this leads to a rise in roaming assassin mids like Talon and Zed, some lethality junglers like Kha'Zix and Rengar, and AD casters top, and maybe in the mid lane too if you're feeling cheeky, like Jace, Pantheon, and even Wukong. But what if you like playing tanks? Are we then entering League of Legends' worst ever meta? No, because you see, tanks have been receiving buff after buff after buff for almost half a dozen patches in a row now. I did a video on this before, but in short, we've seen favourable changes to Locket, Knight's Vow, Righteous Glory, Thornmail, Cinderhulk, plus the introduction of Stoneplate, all now great items that even have great intertwining synergies. Hell, even all three of the reworked Sejuani, Zac, and Maokai are either A tier or S tier junglers right now. On top of that, 8 of the statistically strongest junglers currently are Cinderhulk users. Combine that with the fact that, as a sort of counter to being one-shot, tank metas often follow assassin metas in the same way procrastination follows your studies. Seriously though, after this video, get back to work, okay? I'm not your mum, but might be your dad one day. So yeah, you scramble all these things together and the League of Legends meta starts looking a lot like the Pittsburgh Penguins organizational strategy during Mario Lemieux's draft year. Tank, 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 tank. So, are we entering League of Legends' worst ever meta? I guess that just depends on who you ask. For me, it doesn't really matter because I'm just wank regardless of what the meta is. But for now, let me just serve you up some picks for you to be taking in this upcoming meta, but I won't be telling you the really obvious stuff because then you'll never get to play it. In top lane, I'd recommend Pantheon or Quinn. Both these champions can abuse lethality and Dustblade pretty hard. On top of that as well, they don't really lose any matchups in top, and then they can transition into roaming around as well to snowball your other lanes. In the jungle, I'd recommend Warwick and Vi. If tanks are strong, then Warwick will be strong as well, but specifically why I'd recommend him is because he's actually really good against assassins too. He's too tanky to die to them, and he's got really good 1v1, so he can kill them himself. Vi may sound like a bit of a surprising choice here, but I think she's really good against assassins because of her ultimate, and she's also really good against tanks because of her W. In addition to that, tank junglers can't really exploit Vi's weaknesses, so she's pretty safe to pick into those. In mid lane, Malzahar really good at locking down assassins and also fairly decent versus tanks as well. For your AD carry, I mean, probably just want to cry if you're an AD carry main, but I think Tristana is probably a good one to suggest because she's got pretty good self-peel and is nice and well-rounded champion. And lastly, for your supports, Lulu is very, very good if the enemy team picks a lot of these lethality assassins. But also Tahm Kench, very good versus assassins, very good at abusing the tank items too. So yeah, that's all I'm going to say for this video, boys and girls. I hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to give me that cheeky thumbs up if you did, and you can subscribe to me for more Legends content. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day, and I will see you in my next video.